Amazing.
Awesome.
Team spirit here.
It's team excellence.
Good job.
Whatever it takes.
Dedicated.
Extraordinary feat.
Partnership.
The big eye of that storm is beginning to move back to the west-northwest. General projection of the storm for these last several runs. Our models continue to cluster most of the...
Get out of town now. Some roads in Galvaston and Surfside are all...
And we're waiting to see if it will strengthen to a Category 3 before it makes landfall. That's expected to happen sometime early Saturday morning.
Looking back on everything that everyone had to do during Rita and Katrina, what were the things that make sense to get done first so that people could be prepared and it wouldn't be so much chaos? We established the Hurricane Hotline, and every one of our associates attached to their ID badge has that phone number and contact information. And it was Wednesday afternoon, we had our second hurricane preparedness update meeting with the, I'll call them the hurricane contingency team, if you will. And it was that point in time where we said, we need to make sure we're taking the necessary steps.
So obviously we have to plan for power outages. And Hurricane Ike did leave us in the dark for roughly 5 days. So lining up the generator, getting that, the logistics from getting that from Florida to Conroe was one thing that we had to do prior to the storm.
They told us before we had left Friday that family first, then we'll worry about the company, and then as quick as we can come back because we have customers out there.
When we came in, we just put a game plan together and we said, look, this is what has to be done. You know, it was crazy trying to get product in, trying to logistically get trucks places that trucks couldn't go, but it's our job to make sure that people get fed and that our customers are taken care of.
Right after the storm, a fantastic job was done by everyone who needed to get into the division to get help to those customers. We literally had selectors and drivers driving through ditches, over curbs, the wrong way down streets because there was so much debris on all the streets. And on Sunday, a handful of people risked all that and got into the division to make sure our healthcare customers got food that day.
The warehouse employees came in on Sunday night with, no problems. Our service reps came back in Sunday morning and worked, and of course, our drivers were here early Monday morning to start delivering.
We were working with gentlemen that came in from Austin. We were working with drivers, office personnel. Everybody was pitching in, doing whatever they could, wherever they could.
Teamwork between Dallas, Houston, and Austin was unbelievable, and especially from the merchandising department area, because we were faced with a situation where we needed to provide lots of meals to the community for Red Cross and FEMA, and higher quantities of products that we just typically don't even distribute.
We got the phone calls that we had to have 2 million meals, which meant for 90,000 meals was a truckload of vegetables, a truckload of fruit, and a truckload of protein. So you're all of a sudden looking at this going, wow, I have to get all this food into the building and then out of the building.
Once you contacted our vendors and explained to them that it was for hurricane relief, they got us the product in a timely manner, and sometimes it was either same day or next day.
The tremendous amount of support, like a tireless support that came from everyone involved in our division. Nobody ever questioned, having to come in early, having to work extra late, having to receive an additional 30,000, 40,000 cases over a 2-day period. Tremendous effort from everyone in our division.
We had an account manager who on Sunday came in He was actually very excited. I saw him and he said, I'm on my way to make a delivery to a customer. He took one of our bobtails and stepped out of his sales role and became a driver for the day and made a delivery, and actually not only drove but delivered the product into the customer.
Tuesday when I went to Galvaston and actually got to see, on hand, to see it on TV is one thing, to actually be there is another, and to see the devastation of homes that were used to be on the shore, their personal belongings and everything they've worked for to be scattered all over 45 South, it pretty much broke my heart.
After the hurricane, obviously, we came in here and we had, they were providing ice, water, fuel. We had a fuel tank delivered out there for people who couldn't get to work. They fed us 3 meals a day. So yeah, they provided hotel rooms, everything that you need, it was there.
It was just unbelievable how our management made it so comfortable at providing food, and I was actually one of those that had to wait in line at a gas station for an hour and a half and got up to the front of the line and they were out of fuel, and due to the curfew, had to leave. And fortunately that very next day, Jack had a fuel truck for us. Otherwise, I don't know what I would have done.
They fed us hot meals every day. They supply water, and especially they supply gas to us also. So I was really thankful for that, that they really did that for us.
I heard about the CARES program through another associate. They were talking about the devastation that they had experienced, and I was sharing about things that was going on. Recently, my husband is a diabetic, and he went on to dialysis, and he has not been able to work for about 6 months now. And she was telling me, there was a program that if you qualified, that can help you get back on your feet. And me being the basic sole income right now, with having other family members living with me, it really came in handy to know that that was available.
Several of the drivers that used it, they seemed a little bit more relaxed once they got past that hump, because it was really stressful once you just take a look at your property and you don't know when or how you're going to get it all fixed. FEMA's weeks out too, as far as assistance. So the fact that the CARES program was right there, Johnny on the spot, it was just really helpful.
Well, I'll say that the division, as well as US Foodservice as a whole, did a fantastic job for all associates that had trouble, and specifically the CARES program. They were fantastic, and for the associates that had the most significant damage, they made decisions on financial aid on Monday within 24 hours, and within 48 hours, associates had checks in their hand to help them with their immediate needs who had lost or had significant damage or had lost everything. So the CARES program was great.
These were situations where people had immediate needs. They lost what their normal was at home, and what we provided to them was tremendous. We provided several grants, and the appreciation, the tears, there were tears that came from associates. Sometimes I think I had tears along with them in gratitude. It was just something that I can't express how valuable of a benefit that was.